The story begins with the strongest demons gathering on the ninth circle of hell to engage in an endless battle to determine the strongest demon. Next, we see the battle between two great demons, Gargas and Pollock. Gargas is disappointed with Pollock's attacks, and he expresses his displeasure with Pollock's empty chatter. Gargas becomes enraged and delivers a blow, which is followed by a powerful explosion. Pollock managed to dodge and hit back successfully after a series of blows from both sides. During the battle, one-eyed demons attack Pollock and immobilize him, but this does not prevent the winged demon from becoming the strongest. Pollock and the other demons clearly fear his wrath. The king can absorb anyone in the throne room, just as he absorbed 7 princes and Rose. It turns out that this is a man who lived there for 10,000 years. His name is Okongwu, and he is very bored with life in hell. The demons attempt to give him the head of the last remaining strong creature for food, but he categorically refuses. The Lord requests kimchi stew, but the devils do not comprehend food. Kongwu wants to locate a loved one. Lilith, the queen of succubi, submits her candidature for this role. She is the first beauty in hell, but the Lord does not like her. The king of hell orders her not to approach, but she does not listen and stubbornly clings to him while absorbing his energy. Okongwu can't stand it and says bluntly that he wants to return to Earth for 10,000 years. His desire to return has only grown. According to Pollock, all preparations are complete. Lilith and Pollock are crying because their lord is leaving. Okongwu throws off his armor and heads towards the statues. The dark sorcerer warns the Lord that if he puts so much magic into the statues of the 7 princes of hell, the boundaries of time and space may be distorted, causing a rift in the dimension. The Lord agrees and is ready to begin. All 7 statues have woken, indicating that the gates will soon open, which Ammon quickly tells the Lord of. Kongwu believes that even if he returns, he will have no family, no girlfriend, and no friends, but it's better than staying in this hellish desert place. Lilith cries out to the Lord, and Pollock attempts to draw her back. She sobs, "Does he truly wish to abandon us?" The man instructs her not to weep, but she really frightens him. Lilith exclaims that her heart could burst from the Lord's love, after which one of the tentacles that made up her dress tore and the strange liquid flowed out. Kongwu was terrified. At this point, Lilith says that she wants to go with him, after which the Lord immediately jumped through the open gate. The girl yelled that she would follow him no matter what, and her voice grew increasingly distant. The main character considers that he has neither a past nor a future that he wishes to alter, but he hopes that this is the land he knows. He is relieved that he will finally be able to return home. Suddenly, an atomic break is detected, and the new nucleus's power surpasses the usual. The system throws an error and claims that it is difficult to entirely eradicate fractures in the core, thus selective compression must be used. Kongwu has no idea what's going on. Daya's system is overwhelmed and the man is struck by a powerful energy flow. Beginning, the main figure instructs the system to halt, but is unable to endure the strain and is defeated. Consciousness Okongwu awakens to find himself in a jungle on the ground. He pushes himself up to assess the state of his body when a status display plate emerges, bewildering him. It turns out that his abilities have been sealed. A roar is heard from the jungle, and weird, definitely hostile green monsters emerge. Kongwu mentally exclaims that there have never been such creatures on Earth. He knew the guy wanted to kill them with the demonic energy in the core of 10,000 demons, but it was too weak. The creatures are almost catching up with the main character, so he decides to use the demon Shabnek and his blade power. It turns out that these were goblins, and for killing them, the main character gains experience that raises his level. When Okongwu arrived at the location, he immediately started searching for a person among the gathering of goblins who had seen him or rather her. The man scrutinized the man and hoped that he did not have tentacles. The girl prepared for a blow when one of the goblins swung at her, but only the screams of the goblins followed. She opened her eyes to see that the guy had killed the last goblin and that the others were already dead. He offered his hand, and the girl shyly thanked him by touching his hand. Okongwu blushed in his thoughts and began to rejoice, but he did not show it on the outside. The girl stood up and confidently thanked Kongwu, told himself that he had gotten carried away. The guy apologized and introduced himself, specifying the girl's name. He asked if the wound on the girl's leg hurt much, but she said it was minor. As she screamed and began to fall, the hero yelled her name and caught her, asking if she was okay. He also noticed the phone that had fallen from under her cape. The guy told her not to worry and tore off a portion of his raincoat while mentally noting that he was speaking freely with her because he had banned the language of demons in hell because they all spoke Korean and he did not want to forget his native tongue. Now he is finally speaking Korean with a person and not a demon. Hansol thanked the hero once again once he had completed the dressing, but the man only chuckled and gave her his phone. Kang-woo saw on the screen that it was 2023 and that by Earth's standards 5 years had elapsed since he had fallen into the abyss. He determined that he needed to obtain additional information. Kang-woo asked the girl what she was doing in such a place, to which she replied that she had awakened yesterday, become a player, and gone hunting alone in the E-class gate. The guy had a lot of questions in his head. The Lord asked her level, to which she replied that it was 6 because she had just awakened. The girl then asked what a powerful player like him was doing here. Ironically, Kang-woo believed that his level was lower than hers and replied that he could understand why she came to this conclusion. The girl was suddenly embarrassed and offered to go on the road, but Flavica asked her if she was certain she would be able to walk because the wound was very painful. Hansol responded that he didn't need to worry and yelled. When the man offered his assistance, the girl refused, stating that she did not want to be a burden. Kang-woo said that she did not need to decline assistance and that he would take her, all she needed to do was tell him where she needed to go. Despite the fact that he screwed up when he met her and it doesn't seem that she guessed his identity, the girl informed the guy that they were at the entrance. The hero was perplexed by the open gates and the fact that people here move with the aid of space rifts. He realizes that this is not Earth and that there is no equipment that could create a rift. Wondering what keeps the gate open, Hansol removes the savior's hands from the girl's shoulders and says that she is already better and that they should move quickly. The city of Okangwusi is teeming with regular people. The hero is sobbing with excitement when a girl extends an invitation to eat lunch with her. 2 officers approach the gamer and want to see his card. Han Solo begins to search for his identification card, while the hero uses the power of illusion to give the servant of the law the middle finger. He succeeds, and the girl and the man escape. Leaf, when they arrive at Saleh's home, we find a 5-story building. The girl explains there is no elevator, so they must climb the stairs. Akne appreciates the scent of the ancient house, the narrow staircase, the chilly railing, and the dusty window, and he wishes for a good future. The girl answered the door and informed her mother of the visitor's presence. An old lady then emerged from the apartment and started to inquire about her daughter's health. Kang-woo was in a daze since he was expecting something different and was unaware that the girl was merely going to have lunch with him. Hansol introduces his savior, and the girl's mother thanks him for saving her daughter, stating that she does not know how to thank him. OK responds that it's nothing, and the girl's mother invites him into the apartment, where she asks her daughter to help her set the table, and the girl agrees. The main character asks to borrow the girl's phone to learn more about Earth, and she lends it to him without question. The guy misses his smartphone but decides to get down to business as soon as he hears the news of a catastrophe in which mysterious portals with thousands of monsters appeared out of nowhere all over the world. The weapons were rendered useless, the army tried to fight back but was turned into a bloody mess, and under the leadership of the United States, a World Protection Organization was formed, which later included Korea. The mysterious first player from the United States was also recruited. The man takes a spoonful of stew to his lips as his companions observe him in silence. Surprise sitting opposite Okang does not stop eating the dish eating rice, and the girl and her mother are at a loss. While the hero is eating, he recalls how he lived in hell for 10,000 years. In order to survive he had to become like demons and use demonic energy, but he was still human and devouring demons did not bring him pleasure. Sulla says nervously, "What's wrong with him?" The man stutters and thanks the girl for the meal. She responds that she should be the one to thank him. The girl apologizes that she can't offer something better, but she is glad that he likes it. The main character apologizes for his impudence and asks for more. Hansol happily agrees. OK thinks how good it is to be home after all. Suddenly there was a crash and the wall behind the hero shattered into pieces, raising a cloud of dust. An unknown voice curse. The girl and her mother are terrified and look at the stranger. An unknown man grumbles about the effort. Saul blames the man for their poverty, at which point the blonde seizes her by the hand and declares that they're heading to the Guild of Andress. Sol tries to break free and yells that he will never join this scum guild. The guy responds that he just wanted her to join a good guild, to which the girl bites his hand and he slaps her in the face. Sol's mother is trying to help her daughter, but her brother tells her that she cannot survive by doing good deeds alone, so she must shut up and become his offering. The girl looks at her brother with hatred in her eyes, and he tells her that she has no chance against him and that she must join the Andros Guild. His speech is interrupted by a contented slurp, and he turns his attention to Okan, who is enjoying the stew. The blonde tries to communicate with the guy, but he doesn't hear him. Han-Ti then collapses and knocks over the table, spilling the stew on the floor. Ti-hyun calls him a bum and shoves him with his foot, asking him to stop whimpering. The hero looks enraged at Han Sol's brother, his aura expands, and he asks the blonde guy in a frightening tone how he dared to spill kimchi. Han Ti-hyun cannot comprehend what is happening and perceives Kong Wu's demon aura.